On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched a pre-planned offensive against the Iranian regime. Operation Epic Fury began with a wave of strikes targeting missile production facilities, navy yards, and the central security apparatus in Tehran. Within the first hour, a missile strike killed Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, along with his inner circle and the head of the Revolutionary Guard. While the central government was in shock, the military's lower-tier command structure remained functional. Following a long-standing protocol for asymmetric war, surviving IRGC naval units immediately dispersed into the coastline. These units realized they could not win a conventional air or sea battle. Instead, they retreated to the one geographic position where their remaining missiles and small boat fleets could hold the global economy hostage. This map shows the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow channel between Iran and Oman that serves as the only exit for the Persian Gulf. Every day, 20 million barrels of oil pass through this gap, roughly 20% of the world's seaborne petroleum liquids. The bottleneck is worse for liquefied natural gas. 1/4 of the global LNG supply is transported through this same route. At its narrowest point, the navigable water is only 21 miles wide. Large tankers are restricted to deep water lanes that sit well within range of coastal artillery. Within 48 hours of the opening strikes, 150 freight ships were stalled. By mining this sliver of water, Iran turned a regional military defeat into a countdown for global energy shortages. This chart tracks traffic through the strait. By March 5, major shippers suspended transits, dropping volumes by nearly 90%. With supply chains severed, markets reacted. Brent crude prices surged 45%, passing $100 a barrel as refineries calculated the cost of long-term closure. Asian economies, including China and Japan, faced the most immediate pressure, as they rely on this corridor for the vast majority of their crude imports. Existing pipelines in Saudi Arabia and the UAE can move about 4.7 million barrels per day around the strait, but that capacity covers less than a quarter of the normal flow. The global economy was built on the assumption that this single channel would remain open. Without a functional workaround, the loss of these shipments created a worldwide energy deficit that no alternative infrastructure could bridge. Under international maritime law, nations can claim sovereign territorial waters extending 12 nautical miles from their coast. In a 21-mile-wide strait, those claims overlap. As this diagram shows, every commercial lane through the Strait of Hormuz involves passing through sovereign territory. Iran moved to exploit this by proposing a joint management framework with Oman, where both nations would jointly oversee and charge for passage. By framing this as a fee for service for safety and pilotage, Tehran attempted to create a legal mechanism to generate revenue, despite being under a total U.S. naval blockade. The goal was to force the world into a choice: either pay a state-sanctioned toll to a regime the U.S. was actively bombing, or let the global energy market collapse. During a cabinet meeting on May 27th, President Donald Trump addressed the reports of the Iran-Oman toll negotiations. He issued a direct warning to Oman, a country that has maintained a formal diplomatic partnership with the United States since the 1830s. Trump's ultimatum was explicit. If Oman cooperated with Iran to control the waterway, the U.S. would treat the Omani coastline as a combat zone. To back the threat, the U.S. Fifth Fleet began amassing air and naval assets in the region at levels not seen since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. For the first time in modern history, the United States signaled a willingness to use military force against a long-standing neutral ally to ensure the continued flow of global trade. The Persian Gulf has shifted from an open commercial corridor to a militarized zone where merchant ships are boarded, seized, or targeted by drones daily. If the toll model established in Hormuz becomes the standard, other nations bordering strategic choke points like the Strait of Malacca may look to implement similar fee systems. The crisis proved that the global supply chain is physically vulnerable to a single geographic bottleneck, regardless of which side has the larger navy. Military supremacy destroyed Iran's leadership, but it could not reopen the seas. The 2026 conflict showed that in a globalized economy, geographic proximity can be more powerful than aircraft carriers.